slide. The camera does not record a scene. What does it do? It argues for one. So angle, you're talking distance, you're talking framing, you're telling the audience who has power, what to feel, where to look before a single word is spoken. Right? How do you know that this is the, we know now, we say, oh, this is the actor, this is the boss. How do you know that this is the actor? How do you know that this is the boss when you are watching the movie? There was a movie I was watching and you could not tell who was the actor, who was the boss. Right? Or let me use the much more what do you call it? The much more in Teen Word, the protagonist and the antagonist. So you couldn't tell, but the filmmakers wanted it to feel like that, right? That's another art of storytelling. So you're more engrossed in the movie and like, okay, what's happening here? But sometimes some people are like, boy, this movie don't they go far. You cannot yamin weary, and then you decide to just leave it. But that is the art of storytelling. So that is it. A camera does not record a scene; it argues for one. How does the camera argue for one? The level at which she's filming me now, what will you say? Just like a high level, and she's doing that because this is like a conversation. There are different levels to filming, in which in a way that it will bring out the emotion of what the person is trying to do. Now, if you're watching a movie, the normal conversation, the camera is on the eyes of the person talking to the other person. That's like normal conversation stuff. We are going there right now. I think that's the next slide. Okay, before we go to the next slide, we'll go to the camera angles and point of view. So there are different angles in which you put the camera that allows your audience know that, okay, this is what is happening at this particular time. This is the kind of emotion that I'm trying to portray to the audience at this particular time. And before we get there, don't let me drop my slide, because I think I'm really eager to get to that point. Great gear removes friction. It doesn't make the decision for you. Now, we all know that one of our sponsors for this program is what? Holyland. And I know the amount of Holyland gear I have inside there. But if you have all the gear in the world, everything, you have the camera, you have the FX3, you have the A6400, A6700, you have the mics, you have everything. If you make a film and it's not able to speak to the audience, then that's a failure, right? That's a failed project. If you have the iPhone 17 Pro Max and you have everything, and you are not able to make the audience feel what you are saying, it's a failed project. How many of us know that some of the World Cup matches were shot on iPhone 17? Do we know? So gear is very good. It's good to have gear, but I know people that don't have gear and they use just a Technophone. When I was talking about Technophone, I was like but I know someone that has used the Technophone to shoot a full movie, and that movie came out so beautiful. I can't remember, but if you go on YouTube, I think it was a Nigerian filmmaker that did that or something like that. Just go on YouTube and just type techno movie, stuff like that. You'll find it out. So gear is good, but if you don't have a story to tell, and if you cannot disseminate that information to the audience, it's a failed project. So let's get to the crux of the matter. Camera angles, the point of view, and I just want to give you this. Very easy. Your angle, the way you put the angle of your camera tells a whole lot of story to your audience. So you want to know who has the power in the scene, what is happening in this scene. Is it a scary scene? Is it a power torso? Anything that you want to do, your angle tells everything. And let's get to it. Now, we have 5 major angles here. Now, I tried to just make it 5, because if we were to go, your eye level, they will tell you is 1. There's shoulder level, there's mid level, there's tummy level, you get, and everything. But this is just a breakdown, a like putting it together in simple terms, because we don't want to be here for too long, right? So yes, like I said earlier, the eye level, which is what she's doing with me now, it's a conversational level. So you are talking to someone face to face. Most of the time, you're having a conversation, you just want you to be at eye level so that the audience knows that, okay, this is a conversation and it's a neutral setting, right? A very neutral setting. So eye level, neutral setting, conversations, trust and equality, we get it, right? Now let's go into the main domain now. Low angle. I'm going to play a video for you. Most of us have watched the Joker movie, or if you watched Batman, huh? Yeah. So let's watch this video together. What level is this now? Yeah. What's happening? It's going low, right? Now, I'll give you a context. Before, what happened was the Joker is coming back from actually robbing a bank. The Joker used to be a very timid guy that works in a company. They push him around, you get. But we all know now. I don't know if anybody has not watched Batman or Joker here. We've all watched it, right? So we know who the Joker is. But before he became that personality of criminal, before he became that personality of antagonist, very bad guy in the movie and stuff, he used to be very timid. And this was the first time that he actually went out and he expressed himself. And then he came back. Now, you know, at the start of this scene, it was a high level. Everything is neutral at this point. He has come back from robbing and he's trying to like take everything in, and he's trying to tell the audience like, wow, I'm free, I feel it, right? Power. Now watch. Goes down. I'll have the lights off so that they can see it. I'll have the lights off just for a minute or two. Can you see that? Low angle. It's coming from down. Shot. Most of the shots in this scene is coming from down. So that's it. Now, do you think that would have been much better if it was just eye level? No, it's conversation. Let's have a conversation. Do you think that would have been much better if it was high level? So when you are trying to portray power, I will show you another video now that shows the contrast between low angle and high angle. And you see that, oh, well, this actually works. So when you are trying to actually create a scene about power, right? A scene about who is in charge. A scene about, okay, let's take another example. I am torturing someone in a movie. The person is definitely seated down, tied to the chairs, right? Which angle do you think person will film in? Low level angle, because now you are down here, You are looking up to the person. So it's just practical, right? Because in life, the people that have power, they are where? Right? You want to collect something from someone, you want to beg, you are down, what? Looking up. That's the same thing. So just change it from what you imagine in real life, change it to the other perspective. Now, let's go to the next one. High angle, vulnerability. Now, you will see that this is switched. Once you are low, you are collecting from up. You are getting that sense of power, right? Now, the person that is now up, looking down at you, that's another angle. Now, let's watch this video. You know this Marvel scene, right? Yeah. And you can see, what are they doing there? The high angle, like, wow, Omo, I will go run this one today, right? But then, when Avengers assemble, what happened? Low angle. Yeah. So power, again. But you see that the power is coming from down. I can't shoot this power and say, oh, let's shoot at high angle to show them that if they shoot this at high angle, it's going to portray something else entirely. It's going to still portray almost the same thing that you are seeing here. Do you get it now? Are we all getting it? If you shoot this at a low angle, it's going to portray what you are seeing here. But if you shoot this at a high angle, it's going to portray, if you shoot this at a high angle, it's going to portray that vulnerability. So that is just it. Shooting matters. The way you shoot, the angles in which you shoot, it matters. Now we'll go to the next one, the Dutch tilt. Now the Dutch tilt is just really showing unease. What is happening here? You yourself as the viewer are like, Kilon Shembi, what's happening here? And if you look at the Dutch tilt, it's just a little bit tilted. Not so much tilted, but you would know that, in fact, if they were rolling it, you will close your eyes, be like, I know they watch, because sometimes you get dizzy if you are watching that kind of thing, right? So the Dutch tilt is another example of camera angles, and I'm going to show you the kind of shot that we see here. You'd see there's a slight twist, just a slight twist to show uneasiness. To show that, okay, what's happening here? Just continue watching. You see what I'm saying?
The heater was wearing off. The acid was long gone.
Can we get some?
Can you see that?
First hour's all waiting.
Do you know at that point you think that person will lose that and probably hit the just showing unease, making the audience to feel uneasy.
Fear. We came here to find the American dream. Now that we're right in the vortex, you want to quit? You must realize, man, we found the main nerve.
That's what gives me the fear.
Look. What? There's two women fucking a polar bear.
Don't tell me those things. Not now, man. This is my last drink. How much money can you...
So we get it right. It's not such a cinematic. These are old movies, but they are perfect examples of what I am trying to portray. So let's stop for now and go back to the slide. And then we know the last one, POV, right? Immersion. So POV now is a lot more easy with these are our glasses. If we still have to do POV with the cinematic cameras, the person has to most likely wear the headgear and stuff and then show all those things. But now if we have our Ray-Ban glasses as content creators, we can do a POV shot. So we all see it now. POV, follow me as I go where. You get, but you are not actually showing yourself. You are actually showing the surroundings. Okay, POV, follow me as I go to Bellonis. You are the one holding the camera, and then you are showing everywhere, right? Just once in a while, you show yourself in the shot. So those are the 5 major camera angles and the 5 emotions that you really want to show in the movie. There's really nothing much apart from, okay, from the from the eye level to the low angle, there is the shoulder shot, which you might not want to do is so much low level. You'd see that in the Joker's video also, where they were taking it up a bit but still bringing it down, taking it up a bit but still bringing it down. That's just to get a cinematic feel, so that it doesn't just feel just in one place at a point. If you are putting it at a low angle for so long, it will look a bit not cinematic. The same thing happened in the Avengers or the Marvel movie. They are at a low angle, permanent on a spot, but they are going around just to give it a more cinematic feel. So that's about that. Now let's go to part 2. Shot size, intimacy, and control. When we want to shoot, there are 3 major ways we shoot. We shoot wide, we shoot medium, and we shoot close up. Now if I'm shooting close up at your eye, I'm not showing your mouth. What am I trying to do? What am I trying to do? You want to show the eyes? Yes, but what am I trying to really do? Showing the eyes alone. Emotions. Because your eyes show your emotions. Right? If I'm shooting really close up, I really want to show the emotions of what's happening now. So what are you feeling? Yes, the emotions, the stakes, the moment that matters.
The subject is feeling.
Yes, that's it. And then when we are having medium shots, we want to see the body language, we want to see the whole thing, distance between people and the likes. Then wide shots, what are we doing? Where are we? So most of the time, you see when we want to start a cinematic movie, we are doing a drone shot, right? We are trying to do a wide shot, like an entrance. Okay, this is the place, this is the context, this is the scale. So a wide shot usually starts a scene, especially the beginning of a scene. You notice most of these cinematic movies that we watch, when they are starting out, unless they want to be over creative, but most of the time, you are seeing maybe the setting of the place that they are doing the whole movie. One very nice place, a lot of greenery, a lot of rivers. I don't know, everybody has watched Riverdale. You've watched what was the name of this one I just finished watching? I've forgotten it. But all these country kind of movies that we watch, so wide, shows everything. Even our cinematic movies that we do here, our wedding trailers and everything, most of the time drone shots wide, to make sure that, okay, this is where we are, this is the context of the place. Wedding, everything is going before you now go medium shots, before you go close shots, right? Or however you want to place it. But most of the time we start with the wide shot. Now, like I said, it is intimacy control. You start with a wide shot, you're telling them this is where we are. You go to a medium shot, body language. You go to a close shot, this is what they are feeling. Or you want to show much more detail, you do close shot and likes. This is quite easy. I should not be teaching you this. Like I said, I am not a camera person, but I know how to shoot my movies. I don't know, JP is here. I don't know if any of you have seen some of his videos. Yeah. I directed most of those videos. And you see that those videos show a lot of things. Especially when there was this video, the video where he was trying to portray, when he was trying to release his full album. I don't know, has anybody seen it?
Yeah, the one talking about the kitty.
Yes, no, is it a kitty?
On the opposite the flyover.
No, that one's different. Yeah, that was different. I'm talking about the
one was running.
Running, yeah. You see that I used most of those. You see the close shot, you see the wide shot, you see the medium shot and everything. Most of it is just simple terms. If you know what you want to do, this is another thing also. You want to storytell. A writer will not just write and just keep writing without telling you what's about to happen. And definitely that writer has been seated for a while to really understand what he wants to portray to you. As creatives also, you can't just carry your camera and say, unless you want to do POV, but you actually thought of where you were going to write and you wanted to do it. So you have to actually sit down also and draft out what you want to do. I learned a lot of this through a friend of mine. His name is Chuka. I don't know if any of you know Chuka here. Yeah, I learned a lot of this through him. Chuka will sit down and write out and plan out the whole thing. If he was going for a program, he will plan out everything. If we were going for a live stream, he will plan out everything. The same thing applies to content creators too. Try to plan out everything. Now let's go to the rule of thirds. This is the most beautiful and the most cinematic way to shoot a shot, especially when you're making films. For a live stream it will be different because you just want to center everything, but sometimes you also do not want to center everything, right? Now you notice my whole slide has been on a rule of third. Should I go back up?
Yes.
On one side, yeah. And everybody will be more concentrated on that side. If I maybe put flowers on the other side, or I put something there, you might not notice it, right? But because everything is on one side, you're already used to that side. If I were to change this thing to the other side right now, some people will not, they won't be engaged, right? But you're already used to this side, and that is what cinematographers also do. All right, rule of thirds. The whole deck sits on the same grid we are describing. Off center is not lazy. It's tension held on purpose. The dead center is reserved for authority. Everything else is what? Is negotiation. Now let's watch this. Not watch, let's look at this. This is a typical movie, and we just look at everything from what we have learned from beginning up to now. Now the first one, shot one, is what? Is it a wide angle? Is it a close-up? Is it a medium? What?
Wide angle.
Yeah, so definitely you want to start with what? A wide angle. Now the second one is what?
Close up.
Close up. But what do you notice? What do you notice? I said something in the slide here. Rule of thirds. The dead center is reserved for what? For authority. Now let's watch. Let's go back here. Now, where is the woman that is? Can you notice that it's a rule of third also?
Yeah.
Let me stand up and do it and look at it. I don't want to block people. I don't want to block people. All right, so you can see the woman here, and again you can see the rest of this space. Definitely it looks like this woman is in charge of the whole place, right?
Yes.
If the next thing was going to be like, maybe matron, let's call it matron. You know how matrons are now in our hospitals. If they're going to say matron and they call her, someone is going to call her and she'll just look to the other side, right? And then there's a change of angle. So you see that she is actually in control here. Rule of thirds. The main actor is, let's say the authoritarian is actually on 1/3 of the whole frame, telling you that she's in charge of the whole frame, right? We go to the next one. What is it? It's a close-up and it's a mid shot. This is not on rule of thirds because it's not necessary for that frame exactly. It's just to show what? Show what? Someone said something just now. Emotion. Now you can see that what they are doing to this boy is not good. His leg is actually hurting. Now from this first frame, can you see anything happening? Do you really know anything is happening? But you go a bit close up with this, you can see that something is happening, right? You go to the next frame, what can you see? The guy is actually feeling the pain. If he wasn't showing any kind of emotion in this close-up shot, is that not a failed shot?
Yeah.
Good. Now we go to the next one. Another rule of third for the person that is in power, and you can see that it's at a low angle, right?
Yeah.
So everything is coming together, right? Everything is coming together, but you can see that there is a little bit of emotion for this close-up, right? Probably she's trying to tell the boy that what? Any ideas? We're together now. That you'll be fine. Sorry, you'll be fine. but we are doing something, and then we go into the next one. Jojo reacts to our advice that don't feel it. You're not the one feeling it. You're just saying I'll be fine, but everything's happening. Then we go to the last shot. Jojo turns to see his mother's shoes. Now another rule of third here. His mother is another authority that the cinematographer is trying to portray. So that's basically it for rule of thirds. So if you are doing rule of thirds, you are adding it with low angles. You are adding it with what else have we talked about? We first talked about the medium shot, the close-up shot, the wide shot. We talked about the different angles to portray your power. You get it? And then finally, we are now at where? At the rule of thirds. So that's it. So rule of thirds helps you to also portray emotions, knowing when to have your shots in the middle, knowing when to have your shots on the rule of thirds, knowing when to put your shots close up, and when you are putting all these things together, you are getting something. So before we continue, I'd like to do something. I'm going to put a couple of things together, and I would like, okay, 5,000 up for grabs. Yes, sir. 5,000 up for grabs. But we have to be very orderly about it. You know, if you have an answer, just put your hands up, and then if 2 people answers, we'll go to the next question, and then we do it like that until the end, right? So what I'm just trying to pass across is to know how to tell a story cinematically. Now we've done a couple of things today. Now I'm just going to give you a few questions. Okay, yes, I've removed it. Let's see. All right. Low angle, medium shot, rule of thirds. On the third, not in the middle, rule of thirds. On the left. Low angle, medium shot, and on the left of the rule of thirds. What kind of shots is that trying to portray? 5. Low angle, medium shot, left on the rule of thirds. What is that trying to portray? Yes, now just raise up your hands. Yeah? Yes, 1. Any other person wants to try? Oh yeah, now I'm hearing you. Power. Fear. Huh? Authority. Emotion. So no, not emotion, not fear. Power, authority, power. So the 3 of you. The 3 of you are advanced to the next level. We have a winner today, right? All right. So next one. Low angle. Close up. In the middle on the rule of thirds. Yeah, now the 3 of you, nobody's joining them again. Low angle, close up, in the middle on the rule of thirds. Why? Teresa? Yeah? No answer. Yeah.
And it is what? Close up.
Yeah.
Emotion.
Gone. 2 of them. Emotion. They answered immediately. They answered immediately. So the 2 of them. So the 2 of you now are vying for the 5,000. All right. So final question. First to answer, right? Because you have to be very quick with it. High angle. Huh? wide shot. Angle, wide shot, in the middle on the rule of thirds.
Vulnerability.
Thank you. Can we put our hands together for her? That's it. Very simple. If you apply all this to shooting a film, just have those three things and you say, okay, what are we trying to portray in this scene that we want to show? Let's apply this, this, and this. We are showing vulnerability. If we are going to want to show power, let's apply that is showing power. Very easy. Filmmaking is as easy as just follow the rules. Just follow the rules and you actually get it. So congratulations to Teresa. My slides are almost up. Okay, my stem is not dead. And we'll just take this finally. They've talked about light, yes. I'm not going to talk about light again. And we'll get questions if there's time for that, and then we are done. So, direct the eye. Direct the eye. Now, there's something they do a lot of time when we are watching movies. Leading lines, frame in frame, negative space, symmetry. We're going to talk about that. That's just an advance of the whole thing in understanding angles and the likes. Just a bit advanced. It's not showing. Okay. All right. Leading lines, frame in frame, negative space, symmetry. You know, I didn't know a lot about movies until I started shooting myself. So you know this thing happens. Let's say you want to buy iPhone 17. Do you know that you start seeing iPhone 17 everywhere you go? You start noticing it that, this is the kind of phone I want to buy. Oh, let me see. But it has always been around you. The same thing if you want to buy a car. You have not noticed that car, but you decided that, okay, I want to buy a Toyota Corolla tomorrow. Do you know that day you will notice about 100 Corollas? When I started operating the grid, when I'm watching movies and I start noticing a lot of things that I'm trying to do, I start noticing, wow, okay, this is how they did this frame. This is how they did this thing. Like all these things I'm talking about now. But there is a lot more advanced stuff into the way cinematographers want you to actually feel and understand the movie. The first one, leading lines. Take this down. Road, arms, and shadows. Point the eye at what matters before the mind catches up. They do it a lot. They do it what? A lot. Now, there is a man at the end of the road, right? But you just see, in fact, you are not seeing the man until they are actually up close. But there is a frame that is going as if a car is moving, showing you the lines on the road, in the middle of the road, right? And leading you up to see the man. It's a simple review. You are trying to do a simple review. So leading lines are most times for reviews. Now, arms. You are looking, they want to show you someone. In fact, sometimes they start from the leg. Go up, go up, go up, show the arm before they now show the head. Most times when people lose roles in movies, they think maybe because they cannot act well. Sometimes it's not about you not acting well. Sometimes it's about your leg or the way your hand feels, because the cinematographer already knows that I want to do this, and then you are trying to show power because that's a low angle shot already, right? You are trying to show power, but the hand of the person is looking awkward. It's looking slim. And you are feeling like, why did you not pick me for this role? I acted well now, I did this well now, but the hand is looking slim. Or you are trying to show boss lady and the body is not giving, right? They won't pick you. So most of the time, it's not about you not having, you not being good. Most of the time, the cinematographer already knows what he wants to do before time. Oh, sorry, okay, still up. So leading lines, roads and shadows. Shadows, same thing. They want to see your shadow. You drop the light on the person, let the shadow show, and then maybe you are here, something like that, a dropping water, a shoe clanking or something, and then JP, how many minutes do I have more? 2 minutes. I'm almost done. So that's it. Shadows, that's leading lines. 2, frame in frame. This is very common. Doorways and windows, same thing. It adds depth and tells us exactly where to look first. Now they do this a lot. Now the camera is on me, right? Let's say I'm behind the door. Let's just use the doorway as an example so we can go straight to the next one. The camera is on me, doorway, looking at this, but I'm about to look at this place. Before I look at this place, the camera is already changing. So as I'm looking at this place, maybe someone is knocking at the door, right? Let's use that as an example. Someone is knocking at the door there. Immediately the person knocks, I'm looking at this place, but before, as the person is knocking, they've changed the frame already. Huh? Poke, poke, poke. The person is knocking, you are looking. Who is there? Right? That's another one. Then negative space. Empty is a choice. Silence in the frame lets emotion breathe. Now you're watching Lord of the Rings. A lot has happened on the a lot has happened in the movie. There was a war. Everything, they've done the war and everything comes. You notice the next scene will be an empty space. Somewhere empty to bring your emotion down. So that you can breathe. So that it should not be like, no. Everything comes down. And then you start up again. And symmetry, the last one, order, then break it. Calm and formal until you tilt it and it isn't. So a lot of times we use symmetry, lines, right? You use the line of the arc to just make it look more cinematic. I can't go deep into that, but you understand what I am talking about. So calm, formal until you tilt it. So the line is there. This one can work for a Dutch tilt, right? You are going for a line, you are following the line, all of a sudden there's a tilt. What are you trying to say? Well, you are trying to go from calm to unease. Everything is now uneasy, right? That's the last one. Lights narration, like I said, I'm not going deep into that. We've done that already. And finally, if there's any question, maybe later on, we'll talk about that. But very importantly, ask one question every time. What story is the frame telling? What story is the frame telling? I don't need to expand on that. And finally, you are not pointing your camera at the scene, you are deciding it for your audience. What I say? You are not pointing the camera at the scene. When you are pointing the camera at somewhere, you know what you want to do, yes, definitely. But it is not what you are saying that you really want to interpret. It is what the audience wants to see. It is what the audience wants to see. It's not what you want to see yourself. Think about the audience. Think about what the audience really wants to see at this point. Not you. You are making the movie for a whole range of people. Millions of people outside there. Thousands of people outside there. You are not making the film for yourself. If you are making the film for yourself, record it and watch it in your sitting room and forget about it. Right? Same thing goes for if you are making songs. You're not making the song for yourself now. You're making the song so that people can listen to it, right? So try to think about what others want to do. It comes down to even team. When you are selecting your team for you to do anything, it comes down to everybody thinking the same way also, and not just about what I want to do. I want to do. If we are all thinking about maybe that's why Nigeria is the situation that we are. Let us digress. But if we are thinking about others, thinking about the audience, you are creating value, right? You are creating value for yourself and you are spreading value to the audience. Thank you very much. I remain Oluwaseun for that.